Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm gonna do an all signs real quick. I'm gonna try to move through it. Hey, Brittany, good morning. I'm gonna try to move through it, you know, a little quicker. Um, so yeah, and obviously, I want to use my deck. I did a reading yesterday with my deck, right, for the collective, but today, you know, I'm gonna pull a card out for each sign. Happy birthday, Leos. Yeah, all that good stuff. What else? What else? What else do I need to say? I think that's it. So happy birthday, Leos. I'm gonna start with you using my Book of Oracle deck, right? And let's see what wants to come out for Leo. How's it going, Brittany? What's what's the good news over there in your neck of the woods? Wow. Leo, I love it. You can breathe. Number 18. So maybe 18 is significant, Leos. You can breathe. Maybe whales, right? Look up the meaning of dolphins, whales, right? Beautiful spirit animals to have. Maybe a burden on your masculine side was released because that's what I felt, kind of like a burden. But this card is about that, right? Like when I had this dream, right? I was underwater and I started panicking and I accidentally took a deep breath in. And then it was like, oh, wait, what? I could breathe, right? So, for those that don't know, right, this whole Oracle deck is based on real experiences I've had, whether visions while awake or in dreams or anything, right? So, it's all like me just telling my different stories, right? But, anyways, yeah, and the fact that you have community, maybe that, right? Maybe there's people that are supportive at this time that you realize not only can you breathe, but you can breathe because others are helping you with whatever, right? You have community, you have support, right? So, yeah, there's so much symbolism in here, right? Maybe there's connecting to ancient wisdom, right? Even there's things, right? Even yesterday, a portal was the theme of the collective reading, right? So maybe there's a lot, right? Wow, look at it. I hadn't even noticed it's my card, and I hadn't even noticed the sea turtle might be significant, right? So there's so much symbolism there, right? That's why I love these cards. Yeah, I mean, so it's beautiful. Anyways, so that's what came out for you, Leo. Right? Let me see. What else for Leo? Leo could breathe now. That's beautiful, right? So maybe you felt there wasn't support, right? And there's actually, sometimes that wow, 10, 10 is always like a number of completion. So maybe there's something you just completed. Are you getting into a new relationship? Maybe that, right? King and queen, the throne, or however, whatever, Uh a partnership, right? Career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. I mean, this looks very Leo like, right? You're supposed to be the not necessarily like the entertainment in that sense, right? But the entertainer, right? You're supposed to be boom in the spotlight, Leos, right? So that's kind of maybe you're stepping into your own, who you were meant to be. Maybe that's part of it right now in August. Oh, it's hello, it's your yeah. So maybe August is being very generous to you because hey, it's your it's your month, it's your time to shine, right? And maybe hey, maybe even we'll see with all the other signs. Maybe you're I heard okay. Don't worry about the other signs. Focus on Leo. That's funny. I don't know. That's Leo energy saying that or just whoa. Wow, 10 of cups. Come on. And what did I just say about that king of queen? Maybe yeah, there is a romantic partnership or just partnerships in general. 10 of cups, right? The number 10. So, yeah, I mean, wow, that's pretty amazing. You can breathe. Maybe yeah, you were just working towards something and you've hit that milestone, you've hit that you've accomplished and I feel like it's only the beginning. I heard that song in my head. I don't know if you've ever seen that Happy Gilmore that we've only just begun. Right. Oh my God, look at that. Marriage. Maybe some of you are getting married during five, right? The number of change, halfway to five, right? Maybe you're meeting your other five, right? Taurus energy. Interesting. Maybe someone is helping you get to another level, right? You've just completed something 10, 10. Now, boom, what's the next thing, right? You're finding that, almost like the Kung Fu Panda finding his seafood, right? Is that what it's seafood, right? That's how you, why is it sounding like I'm saying seafood? Seafood, right? That's how you say it. I don't know. I'm tripping. That's so funny. But yeah, anyways. Hmm. This is on the thing. I don't know if it jumped out while I was shuffling. Maybe. I wonder, is someone in a five of? I don't think there's your energy at all. Is someone in a five of cups? I don't know. I'm gonna put it back in and see if it comes. I'm just giving it in because I said five and five, and then lo and behold, there's another five on the table here. So let me see. I put it back in though because I don't feel like that's really your energy. I don't know. The cherry, the chariot. Now that I don't know. That's so weird. You know, it's funny because this fell out behind the chariot. Justice in reverse. Maybe in the past you felt like there was injustice for something. Maybe there was injustice in the past, right? But with that chariot, I almost feel like you had to take control of your own, like grab the reins to your own chariot, and you found that victory, right? Maybe there was an injustice in the past, and rather than waiting on justice, you said, you know what? I'm grabbing the reins and I'm just moving forward, and that's why everything. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's weird, right? We all have our own lessons in this life. Everyone has their own lessons to learn. Some it is about, hey, the universe grants you that justice, but for some it's like, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna keep on moving forward. Injustice, legal matters, insecurities, yeah, false accusations, false, um, like no balance, right? Abuse, even, right? Maybe some of you were going through that in the past. Because the way it came out behind the chariot, like you had to find your own justice, right? It's pretty interesting. Good morning, Foster Town. Hope all is well. Yeah, I'm just getting started, so you didn't miss anything yet. No way. What? That's funny. I have a little when we graduated last year from our yoga certification. Someone gave us little. I don't even know what that is. Like a plush little sea turtle thing. So that's funny too that it came out again. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. Let me see what else. What else? Wow. Look at as I split the deck, the world and the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe that's your energy right now, Leo. Oh shoot, I was showing the little naked world, huh? Okay, so Psycho definitely closed, right? And we saw that with the 10-10. Wow, 10 again. Look at I just said we saw that with the 10-10. 10-10-10, which also if you look at it, right, it's 1-1-1 or 0-0-0, which I love the 0-0-0, right? Because that's being in that God force creative energy of what do you want to create, right? Like literally like the creator, right? The beginning and the end. There is no beginning, no end. It's just you're in that creative force, right? If you look at it, wow, that goes too, right? The portals, right? The zeros. So 1-1-1, right? A new beginning, letting go of the burdens, all that good stuff. And again, I felt it. So there was definitely something with the masculine side of doing, forcing, trying to force things until you finally, I think you let that down. Maybe that even, maybe you were searching for justice, something felt unjust. And you finally said, you know what, forget this. And that was it. So, okay, let me pull one more and that's it. I feel like, okay. I forgot it. This isn't a Leo private reading, right? Like, I mean, it is, but not like to do a full blown. Whoa. Okay, beautiful. See, Nine of Pentacles. So maybe this is you right now, or this is what you got to look forward to in August, right? Prosperous time, a completion, right? Things starting over, just beautiful, right? Even look at with the injustice, it was about imbalance, and this is a moment of equilibrium, right? Balance. security, financially, everything, right? So yeah, it looks beautiful. 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. The world wanted to pop out, so feels like it's a great time to be a Leo. Let me just put one of these, and then I'll move on to Aries. Okay. Oh wow. So yeah, maybe you finally noticed, like, hey, you know what? Maybe you left a situation, right? Left from a group, left from a job, left from a partnership that was like, you know what? I heard that's on all eyes on me. So maybe for them it was all eyes on them, but you left because it was time for you to shine, right? All eyes on you, right? I heard that in my head. All eyes on me. That Tupac song for those that haven't heard it. But yeah, you finally came to the realization someone wanted you as like a audience member or someone to just clap for them, and they were never really gonna fully extend that to you, right? Something like that. But it's a harsh realization at times. But hey, sometimes we need to get slapped in the head with that, so to give us like what we need to move forward. Okay, okay, absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to Aries. I'm gonna try not to take as long. I know I say that and then I get lost in the story because that was a little story there, right? So yeah. Oh, I got chills. Okay, so that's pretty. I don't know if it's from Aries energy or from Leo's energy, but I felt chills. Okay, so whoa, Aries. What in the world? That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Wow. When this happened to me, after my brother passed away, it was like I was taken to this place, right, by this angel. And it was like I was shown that there was this cosmic war going on. So I don't know who you are, Aries, that you're part of this cosmic war, chosen one energy kind of thing, how the cool kids say. I definitely was not expecting that. That is crazy. I mean, I just got this deck. I forgot, like, I haven't even been able to shuffle through all the cards, so damn. All right. That's crazy. All right, let's get into it. Wow, okay. Now I'm all like, all right. Wow. Emotional fulfillment, abundance. I got chills. So maybe you had felt that the spirit world didn't have your back. Maybe you had been going through something. And I think this is a reminder, right? Almost like sometimes you think, hey, if I'm here on earth to do this and that, how come, so I'm guessing whatever areas I'm tapping into, maybe you're someone that is connected, right? You must be in areas that's pretty in tune. Um, and so yeah, there's that, like maybe that's the main theme, right? You've been feeling alone, maybe you've been in despair, I heard, even crying, this kind of stuff, or something, right? I don't know, something that didn't make you feel emotionally balanced or fulfilled, and they want you to know that there's something on the way, right? Wow, even as I split the deck, there you are, right? Maybe you felt like, how can I do this work? I feel the 6 of Pentacles is even that's kind of the universe being generous with you, right? Like, how can you do the work you're meant to do, right? Help out humanity, help out if and you got no support or something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. So let's see. That's pretty crazy. Wow. And this came out sideways. So maybe, yeah, you had been having those kind of nights, right? 9 of Swords, sleepless nights, right? But see, the fact that it's sideways is like, yeah, like it's coming to an end. Sometimes the sideways, I look at it as a choice, right? Like maybe you have more power over that than you realize, but because of this Ace of Cups, I'm almost feeling like they're letting you know, right? That hey, like all those sleepless nights and pain and suffering is coming to To an end. Look at even as I split the deck, Justice and the Ten of Swords. So whoa, and it fell. What was the High Priestess? Wow, you can't make that stuff up. That's crazy. The Ten of Swords just went bloop, and the wow, the High Priestess. So yeah, you're definitely someone that's meant to do something, right? Cosmic War Chosen One. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe you felt like you were under spiritual attack or something. And you just couldn't shake it, right? Maybe it took you walking away from something, right? That's a powerful thing. Sometimes they can't help us if we're stuck in certain things, you know? It's like I've met people that I knew were very tapped in, but hey, they were constantly, using drugs or this or that or drank a lot, and you're allowing all these, especially that. If you are someone that's tapped in and meant for something, of course they're gonna try to use you. Why wouldn't they, right? You're yeah, you're useful to whatever wants to use you for something negative, right? So maybe it took you walking away from something, right? And maybe now you're fighting it off, right? Now that's why they could come in. And I'm getting chills, so I think that my gut's lighting up. So yeah, I think that's what happened. I think maybe you made a choice, right? It's still like half and half, right? You're still kind of wrestling a little, right? But yeah. Wow, this is pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Cups, maybe. Wow, Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Maybe there's a partnership coming in, or I don't know why. Let me see. Let me see. Is Aries? Wow, as I split the deck, there's that sneaky. I don't know. As I split the deck, I don't know if someone was. Yeah, what did I say? It's almost like wow, and that card was upside down too. But it wasn't right now when I split the deck, so that's pretty interesting. Let me fix these. Yeah, they are. Just that one. Wow, that's pretty. So it did come out upright. That's crazy. That is crazy. So there was some sneaky thing going on behind the scenes. Hmm. Okay, so is Aries the Queen of Wands? Why? Okay. Okay, is Aries the Queen of Cups? Okay, you're not the Queen of Cups. So I feel like maybe there is some kind of connection. Maybe there's a Queen of Cups that kind of helped you rebalance. I hate to say it, but maybe you were even kind of in a. I'm telling you, if you're allowing for things to happen, then yeah, you're allowing for those kind of energies. Because with the Queen of Wands, which is, sometimes kind of like the witchy energy, maybe you were making choices that weren't in line with like your divine being that you're meant to be, right? And that allowed for things to steer you in a certain way, right? So let me not, because I'm over here getting lost in this again. Okay. So yeah, but anyways, it feels like yeah, things are coming in, right? I feel like so if you haven't made that choice, right, for August, make that choice and see if things and then come back here a month from now and tell me if things started getting better, right? And changing. Try it, right? I mean, you know, hey, yeah, I guess you're meant to be that main character too. So in August, look at that leveling up. You're meant to be the main character, right? Um, yeah. So, I think as long as you're like on a correct path, you're always gonna have that support, right? And even if you're not, though, why I got chills. You're getting that support, but they can only do so much, right? Yeah, they can only do so much, right? So, anyways, on that note, I'll end it there. Let's go to who are we going to now? Um, Taurus. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was an interesting read. Interesting read. Okay. So, Taurus. Man, yeah. Wow, there's some interesting stories today. Or August. August is gonna be an interesting month already. Like this is crazy. Today's the first, right? Yeah, it is the first. Wow. Whoa. So Taurus, I love this. What came out with seven, high vibing, right? You know, I don't know, should I say it? Well, might as well, right? Like once upon a time, you know, I ran into this being, right? And that day, man, I was like on some tree hugging stuff, like I love you, nature, I love you this, I'm hugging trees, I'm doing this, saying I love you to the rocks, everything, right? I was just on something else. And I think my vibration was on something else that I was able to see into this other reality, right? And then I think you might be on that right now, right? Maybe Taurus, you've been feeling that right now. And with your vibration changing, you're going to have access to different things. And you'll notice that, right? And if you're not, then this is a reminder, right? As your vibe begins to change, you know, it's almost like you connect to those other dimensions. You know how Taurus is the high priestess, so I don't feel like I'm really saying anything that you shouldn't know already, right? Maybe you've already started seeing things recently and you're wondering like why now? Or maybe your vibration has changed, right? And that's how we tap into those other dimensions, realities, right? Because that's all we are is energy, right? All these things are here with us. It's just they're on different frequencies, and you know that, right? It's like the glass when it shatters when someone hits a note. It's always there, right? There's all these sounds around it. It never breaks until someone hits that note, then blam, right? It shatters. So, anyways, I love that, right? I got chills instantly with that. So that's pretty interesting. You must be vibing high right now in August, Taurus. And if you're not, that's a reminder, right? That when you do vibe high, you could tap into things that are unseen by most people, right? Because they don't, yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. Maybe that even allows for a connection to come in, right? Maybe this is a reminder to change your vibration. And once you do, you know, I know in that other deck there's that card of like like your aura's off or something, and it shows someone with like a stinky aura. So I feel like this is a reminder that if um if you change your vibration, you'll change your atmosphere, right? Those Jeez, this thing just wow, the world. So maybe a cycle just closed that's gonna help you with that, right? A cycle literally just closed that, you know, maybe you were going through a tough cycle, something, Taurus, that had you right in a different kind of vibe. But now, yeah, whatever cycle needed to close, it closed, right? There's no going back. Look at that as I split it. Maybe you were dealing with someone that was keeping your vibration low, right? You were taking that on. There was conflict, someone that was very careless with their words, a very mean person, right? No regard for how you felt, nothing like that, right? Constant bickering, fighting, or just someone that poked at you for no reason, really. Like they just had something, right? Maybe every time they saw you happy, they would try to chop you down, right? And so I feel like that cycle finally closed and it's allowing for new things to come in, right? And with that healthy heart, it changes your vibration, right? That's why the vibing high card came out seven, right? Very divinely guided, you know, situation, right? It led you in that. Yeah. Maybe it's coming in faster than you realize. And look at that. The solar plexus, a healthy solar plexus, even, you know? So, yeah, I think that's kind of the situation there. Taurus is. Yeah, maybe you were holding on to something. It was just keeping your vibe low. Look at let go or be dragged, babe. Or that's gonna be you, right? You're gonna be like, nope, that's it. I ain't going backwards no more. Like I'm just going. Either let go or you're gonna be dragged, but I'm moving forward, right? So take it how it resonates, right? You were one or the other. And once that changed, right? Like even that, maybe your spirit guides had been warning you. You know, because even that, like they say, right? Money is even tied to your heart chakra, right? So when your heart chakra is out of whack, even the abundance, right? It doesn't come in, right? Money, all that stuff. So it's more detrimental than you realize, right? Being around the wrong people, all that stuff. Wow, maybe you had to take a break, right? Maybe that was important, getting to nature, right? If you haven't yet, then for August, maybe going to nature will change your vibration, right? You know, maybe you really do like animals. You're gonna all of a sudden run into deer or something, and you're gonna be all happy about it, right? I remember once it was crazy. It was like I was meant to be there because there was a mom deer eating from a tree, and then there was the most adorable little baby deer, and it saw me, and it was kind of like looking at me, and it could barely walk, right? It could barely walk, so it must have just been born, this baby deer. And then I look to the right, and there's a coyote, and it's just sneaking. It's about to eat the baby deer. Um, and the mom doesn't see it. It's over here eating from the tree or whatever. And then after, then the baby deer then starts galloping towards the mom, but the coyote is coming, and it happens to look at me, and it looked like a cartoon. It did the, and then it just vroom, it took off running the coyote. But anyways, I share that story to say, just seeing that little baby deer, like barely born, it made me so happy, right? So all that to say, sometimes being in nature, right, will change your vibration. So, anyways, I don't know why I shared that story. Maybe it's significant for some reason, right? So, anyways, okay. On that note, I think that's it, Taurus. I don't really feel like there's a whole lot else to say aside from yeah, get out to nature, maybe just change your vibration if you haven't already. If you were around people, it feels like maybe you're not around them any longer. Whoa, that one just flew out. Maybe now you're feeling yourself even. Cancer, the doula. Feeling sympathetic, comforting, nostalgic, protective, intuitive, birthing, tender, nocturnal, caring, moody, receptive, lunar, sentimental, introverted, defensive. Yeah, maybe you're looking at what matters. Who just told me that? No freaking way. Yeah. I was literally talking to a Taurus that was kind of like, telling me how important family was to them. So maybe your family has helped you get grounded and remember what's important. And that's why you're like, you shook the things that didn't matter, right? And maybe it's changing your vibration. So that might be important. Okay. Hey, Indigo Dream. Hope all is well. Hey, River Dragon. Okay. Who else? Did I miss anyone? No, right? Okay. So let's go into Taurus Gemini. All right, Gemini. Let's see what comes out for you. Better be good. All right, so that's it for Taurus. Oh, I'm not doing the numbers. Shoot, I forgot. Man, well, it's fine. I forgot. Because it helps me mark too when I put the timestamps. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do it. And yes, my apologies to the first signs that I didn't put the numbers on, but this is gonna help me with the rest of the signs. Yeah, so my bad. Okay, so 10. Wow. So yeah, Taurus 10. It was a complete thing for you, right? So 10 for Taurus. Okay, so my apologies, Aries and Leo. What else did I do? I think yeah, Leo and Aries. Yeah, but here you go. 10. Yeah. I was gonna do the numbers now, but if anyone sees it, they might not come all the way over here, so I'll just leave it as is. Okay, so for Gemini, let's see what comes out for Gemini. Man, this is weird. I keep getting these cards. I don't even see when they're flipping upside down. So that's pretty interesting. But whatever's coming out is meant to come out that way. Hey, Susan. Good morning. Okay. So Gemini. Whoa. Wow. So this kind of has a double meaning, right? 47. So that might be significant. 4, 7, it adds up to 11, right? Writings on the wall. Writings on the wall sometimes mean when we miss something, right? The writings were all over the wall and we didn't pay attention, right? So maybe this is a reminder that you'll be getting notified all over, right? To pay more attention to the signs because you're someone that does get warned or does get communication from the spirit world very clearly, right? The writings are all over the wall, just like this, right? Like for me, this happened when I was in a meditative state, right? And I saw like this temple with all these ancient writings. So maybe you have ancient wisdom as well, Gemini, right? Maybe there's something you could tap into. You don't even have to dream it, right? You could literally go there with your mind, right? You have that, wow, my whole heart is just feeling refreshed as I'm saying that. So there's something there, right? So it's that double meaning of there's writings of on the wall that they communicate with you, right? Messages, anything that you need is there, right? For you to see. Also, pay attention to the warnings. If there's things they're trying to warn you of, they communicate with you. So you don't have to guess. You don't have to be confused about something. They'll show you plain as day, right? The writings on the wall, right? So maybe 4 or 7 are significant, right? Writings on the wall. Libra, I don't know. Maybe you're feeling a little more balanced than usual at this time. Maybe you're tapping into your fellow air signs energy. That was interesting. My throat wanted to do something. Harmonious, cooperative, balance. Wow, I love it. Maybe right now you're feeling very balanced, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people pleasing. No? Fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, geometric, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, flattering. So obviously this shows both, right? The positives and the unbalanced or not so positive traits, right? So just know which ones jump out at you, right? Oh, Gemini, I wasn't expecting this, but hey, the crystals are tired of your drama. Oh, the writing's on the wall, so that's a reminder, right? Maybe they have tried to warn you about stuff, and it's like, hey, we show you, we show you way too much for you to even go through anything, really. Like, if you're getting all the warnings and you're connected to the spirit world like that, right? Ancestor spirit world talking to you. There's no reason you should, right? There's no reason you should be missing those signs, right? So, okay, I like that. Okay, what else for Gemini? Mm, wow. Maybe you were dealing with someone like this, right? Again, right? That is your energy. So either you could be in this kind of energy, which I'm really not feeling, or you could have been dealing with someone, right? Maybe a more immature Gemini that was kind of just lashing out. I feel like maybe you're in a hermit mode right now, or you're coming out of a hermit mode, Gemini. I think like half and half. I feel like there's some of you that definitely going into hermit mode for a little bit. Maybe just processing things, right? Queen of Swords. So maybe, yeah, you were dealing with certain people that kind of feel like you're definitely in that kind of Queen of Swords. Like you would have no problem chopping people to bits if they're disrespectful, if there's something. Maybe you're tapping into that Leo fiery energy of like, and again, it's because of that, right? it doesn't have to mean that you're like all like that, right? Like, but just the fact of like maybe you kind of got in your head about like, damn, why am I going through something like this again or something when the writings were all over the wall, right? There was a situation that you shouldn't have even spent that much time in, is what I'm getting. Yeah. I feel like there's new things coming in. Maybe you recently ended something. Nine of Wands, right? Like there was something that was exhausting, but you survived it. So great job with that. Page of Pentacles, right? There's that Virgo energy again. Maybe coming out of this hermit mode, you realize, like, okay, this is what I need to do, right? And you go on this new journey to start something new, right? So, okay. Anything else? Maybe that's why, right? Libra energy came out. You were just trying to recalibrate, rebalance yourself, right? So, wow, this is gonna lead to a wishes granted. So beautiful, beautiful, right? Whatever thing happened, right? You know, it happens. Maybe even a partnership, right? Maybe there was a partner that it was like, huh, I don't know about this, right? I don't see too much romantic stuff here going on. If it was, then it was, right? With the pentacles and this Virgo energy, it feels like it might have been even a friendship, right? Something that kind of threw you off. Like, man, yeah. But I feel like you already kind of knew, right? You kind of already knew what it was. Like, for example, when I was young, I had a friend, right? And this friend fought with everybody. And I thought, like, well, as long as they don't tell, whatever, it's fine, right? They haven't started crap with me. I would tell them, like, hey, chill out or something. Because, right, they would pick fights. Like, they fought with every single friend they had. But eventually, of course, it was my turn. And then we fought, right? So it was like, sometimes the writings are all over the wall. You got to know, right? You got to know, just be careful with that company that you keep and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if the writing's all over the wall, yeah, right. So on that note, let me see, Gemini. But yeah, Nine of Cups, wishes granted. So whatever, I'm surprised the world didn't come out, but yeah, I don't want to stay five, right? Five, the number of change, right? So I feel like you made a change or something, or this situation has changed. So maybe that's significant. 4-1, right? Maybe that's your birthday, June 5th, June 4th, June 1st, June. Oh yeah, 4th, 47 came out too, right? So all that good stuff. Okay. So from there, let's go to Cancer, right? Okay. Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Wow, my throat's kind of oh wow, I love this. So Cancer 35, let it flow. 35, let it flow. So real quick, the story to this, right? This was a dream I had, and there was a huge owl on this tree trunk like that, and there was this water that was stuck. And I was trying to show the owl, and I was like, look, look, all you have to do is let it flow. And then I took out the stick that was blocking the water, and then the water just started flowing. And I showed the owl, and I was like, you see? And then the owl was looking at me like, do you see? And I was like, oh. And when I woke up, boom, I instantly understood. It was like I was getting in my own way. So maybe, Cancer, you've been getting in your own way, and 35 adds up to 8, right? So maybe there was a karmic lesson in that. Not too harsh, right? Just about you getting in your own way, not letting things flow. So that's a very clear cut message, right? Let things flow. Don't get in your own way, Cancer, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That kind of stuff, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pisces, wow, they're your fellow hmm. Maybe you're very tapped in, Cancer, and you're getting those intuitive nudges, but maybe you're thinking a little too much with like your material kind of brain, your logical brain, right? And maybe right now is a great time to be more intuitive, right? Imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathetic, mystical, adoring, magical, allowing, dreamy, ephemeral, enigmatic, spiritual, see, spiritual, emotional, escapist, and practical, oceanic, self-pitying, illogical. So obviously, right, these cards always say both, right? The positives and not so or shadowy aspects, right? So okay, so Cancer, I feel like yeah, right now, yeah, maybe you've been getting in your own way. That's it. Wow, look at I mentioned this earlier, but obviously it didn't come out with that other sign. Your aura is a little crusty, so for some of you, maybe you've been dealing with someone like this, right? For some reason, I heard that. But for some of you, could be you by getting in your own way, right? Maybe you were supposed to take some time to like, self care, all that stuff. Maybe I don't know. It's like an ego thing, right? When you're like, no, I got things to do and this and that. But sometimes you have to know when to just relax, right? Yeah. See, I got chills. Like, I think, yeah, you've probably been too much in that masculine energy of, no, I have to do, instead of kind of like that Empress energy, right? Of letting things flow to you because it feels, yeah, flow again, flow, letting things flow to you, right? Let it flow. So, okay, what else for Cancer? Man, it got hot all of a sudden here. Wow, that's beautiful though. This came out in reverse. So maybe you were stuck on something from the past. A lot of water energy, huh? 'Cause we had Pisces, now Scorpio. Maybe you were stuck on something from the past, Cancer. And because of that, you weren't letting things flow, right? I mean, the judgment even fell out with that in reverse. But what does it say? Indecision, like feeling weak, right? Something. I don't know what from the past. Damn, I never read that. Bad gossip, like chismes maliciosos is like gossip that hurts people. Damn, gossip that hurts people. That's crazy. Have I ever even gotten the judgment in reverse? I don't know. That is crazy. Hmm. All right, that's interesting. Gossip that hurts people. That's so yeah, maybe you were the target of this gossip, or I hope you weren't involved in this kind of gossip, Cancer. Gossip that hurts people. Wow, the moon. Okay, who is casting this? Man, maybe you or yourself were getting caught up in gossip because this came out sideways, like you were adding more of a burden than you needed to, right? So maybe this is a warning for you if you're someone that gets caught up in the gossip and stuff. Like, hey, you got things to do, right? Or use your energy a little more wisely, right? Like maybe someone was pulling you into gossip that wasn't even true, and you partook in spreading gossip that was hurting somebody, even, which would suck, right? Because then, and what did I say about the 35 is like a karmic thing. So don't build karma for yourself. Either someone was doing that to you or you were joining in on, I got chills, or you were joining in on spreading mean gossip about somebody, which isn't cool, obviously. Interesting. What in the world, Cancer? Are cancers known to be like gossips, or yeah, hangman, whatever it was, something had you. Okay, so this is the beautiful thing. At least if you distance yourself from that, right? Maybe if you were like, you know what, this isn't me, or if it was people, right, ruining your happiness or whatever because they were spreading lies about you. Look at what comes out, for August, right? The sun. So the sun starts. The sun. I'm hearing that song. The sun will come out tomorrow, right? Bet your bottom dollar that there'll be sun, right? Something or no, I forgot how it goes, but that's a 10, right? So it feels like hopefully whatever cancers I'm connecting to, you made it through, right? I don't know why. If the judgment was delayed, right? Because judgment came out in reverse, it was because of that. Because either someone was messing with your energy in a weird way, or you were joining in on this BS, right? Because someone was lying. Probably is what I'm getting. I'm getting chills with that. So yeah, just know, right? Use your discernment, Cancer. You guys are usually very tapped in. Don't let people pull you into BS because it'll lower your vibration, and then you prevent the sun from shining on you, right? So I think maybe that's kind of the message of that. Let it flow as well. 42 might be significant. 4-2, right? July 4th, July 2nd, July 6th, something with that, right? 35. Maybe you're 35. Maybe you're 42. Maybe you're 24. One of those things. Okay. So on that note, let's see. Let's go to, we already did Leo, Virgo. Virgo, Virgo. Right. That song's stuck in my head now. The Cancer, the little owl. I love the owls. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Absolutely. Okay, man, it's getting hot in here, right? Cause yeah, summertime, but it's all good. Let me see. Did I put all the cards? Okay. Pretty interesting reads today. What's funny is everyone has kind of like slightly different stories, right? So it feels like I'm really tapping into certain people's energies because everyone has kind of a story. Like, I don't know. I don't remember getting something about like malicious gossip and all that stuff. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so Virgo. Wow. So this is kind of like the world in a way, right? I even made a short about this card. So the same Virgo 53, which adds up. Wow, that's funny, right? Because 35 came out and now 53. So 8, right? The fates have spoken. So you probably recently have been in your head about something, or maybe there was a decision made. And when this came to me, I got chills, poof, all down. Well, the right side, right? So maybe I don't know what was tied into the masculine energy with that, but I got chills. So when this came to me, that I was in my head about, man, why did I what I had never seen that, and they appeared, right? I was awake when it happened. The fates appeared, and it was like, so I knew it was like the fates, right? When the fates appear, it's like, no, this is the way it is. There's nothing that could be, because they say the fates didn't even answer to Zeus, right? Or stuff like that. Like they were on their own. They're like on another kind of level thing. Like no one, whatever the fates say, like that's what it was, right? So this is a reminder, Virgo, that whatever happened, there's nothing you could do to change it now. It should be a relief, right? Like it's not a bad thing. It's a relief that, hey, this is the way it was meant to be for whatever reason. So stop worrying about it. Stop thinking about it. Don't get it. Don't. Yeah, don't worry your pretty head about it, or pretty little head, however the saying goes. The fates have spoken. That's what it is, right? I mean, that should be a relief, right? Move forward there. Stop. Don't worry about it no more. So, okay. Wow. See, maybe that you really closed something out. Maybe you voiced it. This is sacred space. Boundaries aren't mean, they're spiritual fences. Maybe you had to set a boundary with someone and you knew there was no going back once you said that. But look, it doesn't that person look like more peaceful, more see like the drama's on this side of the fence and this person's like, nope, this is my sacred space. And yeah, sometimes once you set a boundary with someone, there's no going back, right? However they take it, whether then they play the victim from it or things are just never the same. And it's okay because that was meant to be how it was meant to be, right? Whoa, 12. Wow. Surrender. So yeah, maybe it was kind of a surrendering had to take place for that, right? For you to set up that boundary, for you to really realize, maybe trust your intuition that it was for the highest good, right? Of your highest good. Maybe for the highest good too. Maybe other people were involved, so it was for everyone's highest good. Subconscious mind, compassion, dreams, karma. See, what did I say? Karma and that 53, right, adds up to 8. Karma, forgiveness, baggage, trance states, the unseen, healing, spiritual development, guilt prayer, Akashic records. Wow. The faith. See, it was written. I know, some people don't like to feel like there's certain things that aren't free will in a way. We do have free will, but it gets, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But anyways, it was written, right? The Akashic records. Like if you were to look into your Akashic records, you would probably see like, oh wow, like I had agreed to this thing and at this part of the journey for some reason or something, right? Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So what else? What else? What else does Virgo need to know about this situation? Yeah, wow, just everything is about like boom, 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 boom. The death card, that cycle has closed. Just everything. Like, I don't know if you have any doubts or something, like, please don't after this. Like, and maybe, yeah, maybe there was a little divine kind of thing because, but surrender came out. Yeah. So maybe it wasn't about that. You finally just said, you know what? I'm surrendering. Please do help me accomplish what's for my highest good. And maybe that's what happened. Cause, yeah, Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, maybe you felt like, hey, I'm gonna make the wrong decision. Please, I surrender. Just help me out here. Something, right? There was something there. Yeah, with the surrender and that too. Whoa, I got really lightheaded. Maybe yeah, it was just too much. At some point, you were exhausted. Maybe a decision was even giving you anxiety or something. I don't know. There was just wow. Look at as I split the deck. Yeah, maybe you were dealing with someone that you didn't know how to deal with anymore, and it was like, but maybe you dropped the tower on them. Maybe that's not really so much. Wow, and the Page of Swords fell and the world was behind it. So, geez, they really are like driving that point. The fates have spoken, the world, the tower, death. Like, geez, okay, there, I get it. So I think I don't even need to pull anymore, really. I guess just out of habit, huh? I almost feel like they told me there, you don't need to pull anything else. Just out of habit. Yeah, okay, something new. There you are, Virgo. So I feel more complete about it, right? Like even though they had already told me, like, yeah, I think you're starting something new, right? Whatever that was. So yeah, I feel bad now because I felt like they had told me there you don't need to pull anything else. So my apologies for not listening. Okay, so here, let's see the numbers. 9, yeah, so 9, maybe that's significant, 9 is the hermit as well. Maybe you've gone into a little hermit mode. I don't know. 45, 54, 9 might be significant, right? Obviously, September's, maybe you're a September Virgo. So take that how it resonates, right? Okay. Okay. So on that note, Yeah, maybe I did that for a reason. Maybe that's kind of how the energy you were. Maybe sometimes you were like, oh, okay, fine, and then they'll show you something, and then you'll still be like, okay, just one more thing. I know that happened for a reason because I don't think I've ever done that before during a reading. So maybe that's why. Because I was like, why did I just do that? That's so weird. So maybe that's kind of the thing, right? Sometimes you were asking, and yeah, that's because yeah, just the way it came out, right? Like the world, the tower, the fates have spoken, right? Just everything was, and it's like, okay, well, just one more thing, just to make sure, kind of thing. And I think that's why that happened right now. That's so funny. Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, let me know, everybody, if that resonates. Oh, okay, no worries. Brittany, thank you. I appreciate you. We're going into Virgo, Libra. Okay, so now let's see for Libra. Oh, when did these cards get flipped over? I don't know. That's one of my favorite cards. The Fates have spoken because it's like it's just that it's kind of like it should be a relief, right? Like there, don't worry about something no more. There, that's it. Stop. The Fates have spoken. So okay, the Fates have spoken. Okay, so Libra. Whoa, that one just flew. Wow. So this is the card that started it all, right? The zero card, the creator, right? So maybe you've been seeing 000 Libra. Um, yeah. So right now you're very tapped into the creator, right? Maybe you've been having dreams of past lives. Maybe there's something, right? Something a little deeper. But you're definitely Libra in the ability right now to create, right? You're definitely, and maybe there's a partnership. Maybe there's gonna be someone you meet that's like, whoa, like this is a soulmate. This is someone I know from a past life. Like there's something strange about this connection, right? It's gonna feel like you're just continuing from where you left off. Like, hey, why do I feel like I know you, right? So there's gonna be something there. Or maybe you just met someone recently that it's like, why do I feel like I know you? Why is your energy so familiar? And the answer will be because you do know them, right? To cut to the chase with that. Like you actually do know them. This is a past life connection, but an ancient past life connection, even Libra. So, okay, do I got all? Yeah, the cards. I don't know. They feel like they're doing weird stuff today, but it's good. Not a bad thing, but okay. So Libra. Mm, wow. Wow. So let me find out who's this. Wow. So the good news is, let me make sure. Libra. Um, I feel like in the past you were dealing with someone, right? Sneaky energy, Five of Swords, win at all costs, right? This energy, like to me, is like I don't want to deal with this kind of person at all. But I feel like you had a lot to do with it. Like you allowed it. Maybe part of that people pleasing, right? Something in you, Libra, that allowed for this to happen. Unfortunately. Oh, thank you, Indigo Dream. I appreciate you. You said you're worried about over sharing foster town. I mean, that's up to you. You don't have to feel. I mean, I feel like I get it, right? We're all. You'd be surprised. I think sometimes when you share, you'll be surprised. I think obviously be careful sometimes, yeah, because there are people. I have shared with the wrong people that then it was like, whoa, I thought this was a safe space, and then they're bringing it up like Like, so yeah, I get it. So if you do feel it, then just trust your intuition, right? Obviously, with that. Um, okay, Libra, my bad. So, I feel like, yeah, if this you were probably dealing with this kind of character, unfortunately, maybe that was part of the people pleasing, this and that, right? I wouldn't want to be around this kind of person. The good news is because of all of that, I don't know what happened. At what point, maybe it was like an FU to this person or something. You just said focus. You got focus, and you had new ideas, right? Like something started you on this new trajectory. Wow, probably dealing with this, right? To where you finally got it. Because Libras can be ruthless, right? Like Eminem is a Libra, right? So you see Libras can, when they set their mind to something, they can go, 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 right? So I don't know whatever Libra I'm tapping into. Bam! Like I think after that, whatever you were dealing with after it clicked, you just went. Maybe you have like a lot of Earth placements, or you tapped into that Earth side in your chart, right? Taurus, Virgo. And if it hasn't, then it's starting, right? For August season, it feels like it'll be an abundant time, right? You're gonna focus on your career, on work, right? And in between that, there's that person. Wow, yeah, right. Maybe you're gonna connect, right? But it almost feels like it was divinely guided. Like all this, even dealing with somebody like this was meant to be. You know that they say that, right? Sometimes when you deal with like some of the worst things you deal with, then out of nowhere, bam, then you meet that person that you were meant to meet, right? The same with that Ten of Pentacles. This this person even almost feels like a trickster energy, right? Like really weird. I'm getting that. Oh, I got chills. It feels like, I don't know, almost a creator, like coming in, like, right, like you picture like in those movies where one of the gods or something, or these deities shapeshift into, wow, is it, yeah, shapeshift, yeah, into another person, and then they're watching, right, and almost like they had a hand in that, right? Like sometimes it's a sweet old lady or something like that. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. It was almost like all this stuff, a trickster energy had to come just to make you take action because you weren't doing it, right? Like something, which is beautiful in a way that you have something that has your back like that. Almost like Libra, you're meant to succeed. You're meant to do this. Like, what the hell are you doing with like this kind of energy, right? Like, why are you selling yourself short? Why are you being small, right? Again, maybe that, right? You have this ancient calling, right? You're able to, the creator, bam. That's why, yeah, because this is kind of extreme from going to that to all of a sudden King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So that makes sense, right? You're definitely in some kind of creator energy right now. And if it hasn't hit yet, this August, it would be a time to step into that, right? Tap into that energy. Wow. See, in the past, you had changed your whole vibe to be easier for them. Why did I do that? Ew. Right? Damn. See, that's what had came out. That people pleasing thing. That's why I said it was as much. The energy I was getting was that you had a part to play in it too, right? And look at now. Spiritual people can also block people. So maybe you're on that now. Maybe you already blocked this person, or you're blocking people, right? It could be more than one culprit, right? And my crown kind of lit up. So maybe it was more than one person, right? That kind of was ruining this, yeah, this thing, right? Yeah, wow, all that green is on the outside, almost like you were letting others take that love that, like there's none inside of you, right? Really weird the way that's reading right now. I don't like this. Yeah, because it feels like, yeah, whatever you were changing yourself to please them. Oh, there's something really nasty about that energy that I just felt with that. It made me like Yeah, like a lost, confused, kind of like weird energy. I don't like it at all. I don't think I don't know if I felt an energy like that before. So, but the good news is, yeah, that's why maybe the trickster energy. It had to be something divinely, like a divine intervention kind of thing for not so much divine intervention, but a trickster thing. And I think you got it on your own nine. See, so that surely ended 45, right? 54 might be significant. October 4th, October 5th, October 9th, right? One of those things. So yeah, I didn't like the way that energy started. Like it was just weird. Okay, there. Okay, so Libra, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Yeah, good. The incense is like blowing towards me. Good, good. The copal. Yeah. Okay. So let's go towards Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio. That was so weird. See, being around the wrong people could have us like in a daze, like yeah, almost like foggy. It felt foggy even. It was weird. Like, yeah. Yeah, it could have us like in this fog and forget who we are. I love it. Wow, this is perfect. After that energy, this is perfect. So, 26, good medicine. You are safe, right? So, yeah, maybe you're a cuss. Maybe that's like, who are you going to be safer with than with a family of bears, right? Like, this card is one of my favorite because it's like they really have your back, right? They got your back. Like, let someone try to come mess with you, right? That's the card, right? Like, this is like the F around and find out kind of thing. Like, you're super protected at this moment. You are super safe, Scorpio. So that's the message with this, right? And the eight, right? So maybe you're as well are coming out of some kind of karmic situation, right? So good medicine. You are safe, Scorpio. Good medicine. Yeah. Wow. Maybe yeah. And you're doing your part, right? Delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace. Oof. And after that, right? Know you're protected. So if I don't even think you're gonna be worried. Maybe you'll feel like that warm embrace. You're literally gonna feel like all these bears are around you, hugging you, right? Your ancestors, right? Mm, I love that. And the bears also represent the healers, right? Maybe it's a good time to laugh. Sometimes they say the bears are like the clowns of the spirit world, but of course, right? I don't think of them as clowns, but just that they're silly, right? They do silly things. So maybe it's a reminder, if you're like a Netflix and chill, maybe you usually watch like all the murder documentaries or all this crazy stuff, right? Scorpios. Um, Maybe it's a time to, hey, watch some comedies, right? Something like that. So yeah. So let's see. So delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace. What else? What else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? Wow. So yeah, maybe you were just right. Sometimes that's why it's harder, right? Family. When it's family, oof, I got anxiety too with that. So maybe family was kind of making you anxious. Fix this. I'm sad. Fix this. Help me. I don't know. Maybe you got kids, right? And that could be um hard because you can't turn that off, right? You can't turn it off when you got kids. And but this is a reminder to take some time, right? Take some time for yourself. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what else? What else? But I love it. Good medicine, you are safe. So maybe that. It's a reminder that you can take a breather and you're safe and things are gonna work out, right? That's whoa. So why did that happen? Okay, let me find out why that happened. Wow, are you kidding me? it makes sense though. I mean, hey, yeah, maybe you're a cusper with Libra, right? Is that the one that came out? So I got the Six of Cups in reverse, followed by the Two of Wands. The way right now it's feeling is like it could be one of two things, right? It could be that you no longer are thinking about things of the past and you're planning, like now you're seeing, like, no, this is the future that I want, right? You grabbed your wand, you made your decision, you have the world in the palm of your hands, right? You see it, right? There's a vision for some reason, right? Maybe you dreamed of something like, damn, right? Maybe you dreamed of having your business or having a huge house and you're like, wow, now that you've seen it, you can see yourself attaining that. Another thing is like if there was someone from the past that it was more like nostalgia, now you're planning to take action, right? You're like, there, enough of the daydreaming, enough of the. So, right, I'm sure, I don't know how many millions of Scorpios there are, but whoever comes across this, I'm sure some of you will resonate with one of those stories. Some of you might be the other side of that coin, right? So I feel like, yeah, for some of you, maybe there's something you're nostalgic about, a person, a thing you never did, right? And now you're like, no, you know what? It's time. You're grabbing your wand, you're making your plan, you're seeing it, you're visualizing it. You know that you can get there. And whatever it is, that's why it could be a thing, a financial thing, right? Maybe that, starting your own business, something. Because this jumped out again, and I'm like, what? When it comes out, I'm like, man, I know I shuffled this and that. But then, I mean, hey, it makes sense, right? Libra is cusping with Scorpio. So maybe you're a Libra cusper, right? Maybe you got Libra up in your chart. So that makes sense, right? Whatever thing you finally visualize and see, it's like, okay, it's time, right? So maybe it moves pretty fast, maybe even, because that's crazy, right? For August, this is kind of the energy. Let me see what else then. I love it though for you, Scorpio. I did that come out in reverse. Okay, is that Scorpio? Is that Scorpio's energy? No, wow. So maybe you were dealing with like a Queen of Wands, right? Someone you broke free from, right? Because this wasn't you. The Queen of Wands wasn't you. And maybe they did put you for a little bit in a hangman mode, and then you finally saw the light bulb was like, what am I doing? Why am I even dealing with this person, right? Wow, yeah. And it says someone that was jealous, so maybe that's kind of how you know. Someone that was jealous, it could be a friend, even, right? Business partner, right? There's friends that are possessive, right? I just seen, speaking of, was it you I said that with? Yeah, I did, right? About the Netflix murder documentaries. There was like a friend trying to kill her best friend and all this stuff and just crazy, creepy stuff, right? So, yeah, irrational. Maybe it was like that, right? Yeah, someone that would get offended easily. Oh, I can't believe you said that. I'm your best friend, or I'm your this, or I'm your lover, or whatever. I don't know, something, or family members, whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, as I split the deck, justice is here, so I don't know. I feel like, yeah, yeah, I feel like, yeah, that was that person, right? Unfortunately, yeah, if you stay, then you kind of empower them too, right? It was someone that felt they could, like a win at all cost type person, right? But yeah, I feel like there are new things, right? Success, right? So new plans, which we could see, right? With the Two of Wands, new plans, new ideas. Not necessarily new ideas, but you envision, you know where you want to go. So that's the most important thing, right? Knowing where you want to go, and the universe is showing you, like, bam, like we're assisting, absolutely, right? I actually heard damn right, like, but yeah. So what in the world just moved? Something started moving. That was weird. Okay, but I feel like that's even more confirmation, right? Anything else? I didn't pull one of these cards. Did I? I don't think I did, huh? Just and that'll be it. Wow, Leo. See, so yeah, maybe there's something new. I don't know. Maybe you do have love on the brain, or that's just you're in this kind of energy and you're realizing you don't need like that other person's kind of energy, or there's new love coming into. Maybe if you were wondering, that was your last question. What about love? Expressive, creative, loving, playful. Maybe you're just in a flirty mood during this August Leo season, right? Warm, overt, self confident, flirtatious. There it is, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzled, extroverted, vital, calmness, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive, right? So obviously, these cards also list the shadow aspects. But yeah, I mean, it feels good. It feels like you're feeling yourself in Leo season, all that good stuff, right? Maybe you're flirting with people, all that. So, eight, wow, yeah, something kind of karmic, right? Which is how it started, the 26, right? 26. Wow, you can't make that up. The six and the two and the six and the two. So yeah, I feel like bam, that's a perfect sandwich to your story, Scorpio. 62, which adds up to 8. Maybe you're November 6th, November 8th, um, October 26th, right? 62, 26, all that good stuff. Okay. So on that note, Sagittarius. Okay. Man, I feel like I'm taking forever. It's just because I'm starting to get like more hot up in here. Let me see. Yeah. I like that reading though. I like seeing that at least people learn from, when you go through these hard situations that you're stepping out of them, right? And for some of us, yeah, sometimes the universe does have to step in, right? Help us out a little if we get stubborn and we don't want to learn the lessons, right? So that's beautiful too. So now Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius. Whoa. Wow. Star family. Sagittarius. Have you recently connected? This kind of reminds me too of the same. Like the who did I get the zero for? Like the past life connections, right? Maybe recently they visited you and you really felt what love really was, right? Like either you met someone in this physical reality that you're like the same, right? Like kind of like that other one, like whoa. So this already feels like a very cosmic kind of reading, I guess if that's the direction we're going in, Sagittarius, right? Star family, true love, right? Like, okay, so yeah. Let me see. Now I'm curious already. So Sagittarius, star family. Wow. Well, these are Pleiadians too, so I don't know if you felt a connection to Pleiadians, uh, Sagittarius, right? Let me see. Hmm, why did that card come out? That makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe for a while you felt like you were losing it, and that's exactly when they came in, right? That's exactly when you had this visit, you know? So maybe you literally had a visitation, you're still in your head like, was that real? Was it just a dream? Did this really happen? But at the time you need it, right? And sometimes that's when we get it, right? Like, we get those divine intervention moments. So who I think Scorpio, right? I think I said it. That wasn't necessarily divine intervention, but this one feels like, yeah, if someone came in, then you were probably going through something big. You felt like you were about to lose it, and maybe your star family came in to show you that you're really loved. Because we always have people watching over us, We don't realize that. I know 11 is usually associated with the twin flame, but this is just deeper, right? Because twin flames often have that tumultuous journey, right? And that's not what this feels like. But anyways, this came out too. Bam, your growth scares people. Good. So maybe people were like, it was like that other energy of people attacking because they see you growing and people want to chop you down, right? People just don't like to see you grow, right? It's weird. Yeah, so that's a great thing, right? Like obviously, so maybe you have been, but I don't know why you had this moment of spiraling. Maybe that, right? People were trying to chop you down on purpose, and you just didn't know like what's happening here. Sometimes we have to be reminded, right? Wow. Okay, yeah. Maybe you had a quick moment. Wow. And you grabbed the reins to your own chariot, right? Seven, right? Very divinely guided situation that happened. I think it was meant, right? You were meant to spiral so that you could see how powerful you really are, right? That you're in control. Because the Hermit came out in reverse, and this almost like you don't need someone's offer, right? Like you don't need someone's offer to complete you. That's kind of what I'm getting right now, Sagittarius. Like you can do it, right? You can do it on your own, even. Wow, almost like you were getting like fake love from people, right? And you probably saw it. Wow, that's crazy. And that's why maybe you were like, and that, of course, right? If you're getting fake love, then of course they're gonna show you what true love is. Wow. Wow, I got chills. So I feel like, yeah, maybe some of you let me know. I mean, or you don't have to, right? So not so everyone's not like, yeah, whatever, this person's nuts. Um, you probably really did have a visitation, right? Maybe whether it was a dream or something just felt otherworldly, right? And you've been confused about if it really happened. It did. So I'll just say that. Wow. See, you walked away from something and victory. Psh. You know, you had to see that. Yeah. With that fake love you were getting, whatever fake love, you know, you were in hermit mode for a little bit, but I feel like you're coming out of that if you didn't already, right? In Leo's in August, Leo season, whatever. I mean, I know Leo season already started probably what close to 2 weeks ago or no or a week ago or something. But yeah, that's beautiful, right? I feel like all this happened fast, right? And that makes sense with the chariot. I think it didn't even take you that long. It almost seemed like, oh, I'm gonna go into hermit mode. Then you're like, you know what? Screw that. Bam. And you just jumped out, right? Like, and people are like, what? That should have broken them or something, right? Maybe they made you spiral just for a second, and then you're like, yeah. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay. What else for Sagittarius then? Yeah, wow. So for a while you were in some kind of illusion, right? I don't know why. Maybe that the illusion was that these people were your friends, right? Maybe that was the illusion. Bam, and look at in Leo season. Bam, you're standing your ground. You know your worth. Solar plexus nice and healthy. Victory, protection. And I feel like it's not just that, like you know, your star family's protecting you even. So that's beautiful, right? Like there's something there. Yeah, maybe look into that, right? Get like an Akashic reading, something, you know, maybe try to tap in to see like who, what your star family is. You know, may you might already know, really. Like the fact that that card came out, you might already know. So let me pull one more and then we'll move on. But see, even with this one, right? The fact that Maybe there was something that quickly made you spiral and then bam. Wow, Taurus. So maybe you're definitely feeling yourself, right? That goes perfect with that. Your growth scares people, right? Taurus, the bombshell. Damn. Sagittarius, right? Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, however you say it, tactile, ample, worthy. Wow, that jumps out at me. Worthy because you are, right? Ripe, pleasure seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, deliberate. Maybe you are doing things a little more deliberate right now, or I don't know. I feel like this grounded energy, right? Because I know Sagittarius can, right? Fire sign, but it's also, it could be like a whirlwind, right? But this energy feels grounded. So maybe you have Earth, like significant Earth placements or something, Sagittarius. But I like this. So, okay, beautiful. Let's see. 10. Wow. Yeah. Something completed. Definitely. So you definitely completed something. So maybe you're December 6th, December 10th, December 4th. Maybe you're 64, maybe you're 46. Something with that might be significant. So on that note, we'll leave it there. Sagittarius, Capricorn. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. That's it. Okay. So, all right, all right, all right. Capricorn. Oh, wow. You're Sagittarius moon? Me too. I'm a Sag moon. That's funny. Wow, my nose itch. So Capricorn, I guess there's definitely a message there. Cause my nose is starting to itch. I don't think it's itched with any other sign, has it? So right away, bam, Capricorn. Um, a choice. Bam. So this is clear. This is like the spirit world telling you to choose or your wow. See, my solar plexus did a thing. Um, so it's not you fully really like almost like if you hadn't or the energy at the time I'm reading the energy you hadn't made a choice. Let's see by the end of this reading if you've now made a choice or you're going to during August. It's in there, right? And it's like once you stand, wow, my nose keeps itching. Once you stand on that, it's like standing on business, right? But being asked to make a choice, right? No, maybe, I guess, kind of. This is like make a choice. Like it's a life altering choice kind of thing. Like this is a life altering choice, right? Because that's what this card represents, right? I'm not gonna get into the whole story, right? I'm still writing out the book for the. I'm getting so detailed; it's taking way longer to write the book for my Oracle deck than I thought. But this was literally a choice: like you want to come, you want to go, or you want to stay. Plain and simple. You want to go or you want to stay. That's kind of what that card represents, like a big time choice, right? Life altering choice. Wow. And what did I say? Bam. See? Like the angels, even, right? Like, this card a lot of times does feel like a divine intervention type moment. But in this case, it almost feels like just confirmation of like, yeah, even the spirit world telling you, like, hey, we'll assist you, but you got to make a choice here, right? Maybe you're Sagittarius cusper, right? And look at what did I say about the solar plexus? And that's the first card that came out. I said, I'm feeling the solar plexus like, you haven't firmly made that choice yet. So here's just more confirmation about that. Wow, maybe it is a relationship thing. But no, I mean, wow, this is literally called the choice. So this is just more confirmation. The lovers, the choice. Wow. Wow. So that's like, right? The temperance angel, right? Maybe you really saw an angel that came and it was like, hey, or a UFO, right? That came and was like, hey, wow, I didn't even see that. 14, 14, 5 and 5, right? The number of change. Wow, the first card that came out. Everything, right? What I said about the solar plexus, 14, 14. Wow. Okay. Crazy, crazy. And yeah, and the choice card, talk about synchronicities, and we're barely getting started. Um, so yeah, huge choice for you, Capricorn. Leap of faith, the fool. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, why did this come out? Cause I don't know, maybe some of you already chose subconsciously. Cause whatever path, maybe it was a headache for a while. Cause I'm kind of feeling that, like, I don't know why it was hard for you to choose, right? I almost feel like your choice even took place in the spirit world before you even realized that you had made the choice here in this earthly plane. You had already had a whole conversation. You guys probably had a meeting in the spirit world or something. Ooh, I got chills with that. Crazy. See, we don't realize all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, right? Our spirits over there, like, boom, having a whole meeting and stuff. But, anyways, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles came out. So, I don't know what. I don't feel like you have, like, I know this is like you chose wisely kind of thing, but let me find out. Let me see what, because I keep getting this like slight headache, like something was a slight headache, or you just couldn't choose for a while. Something. Okay, okay. Maybe you were going back and forth with your spiritual gifts. Maybe at some point. Thank you so much, Indigo Dream and Foster Town. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Um. Okay, let me not try to. So here's the thing. This is what I feel was going on with you, Capricorn. You didn't want to embrace. You know how they say sometimes, hey, maybe you really have that like witch lineage. I know that word usually people get scared of that word, but hey, or your ancestors. I'm sure witch didn't mean like but some embrace it. Some are very proud of that word now. So it's beautiful that the times have changed, right? But there was something here with yeah, I felt even like a headache, a burden, because the high priestess and this queen of wands, you may have been right. I don't know why the moon, because I'm trying to understand why how you were. This could be deeper. It could be that the moon was just that what you've been brought up to believe, right? The illusion, right? Not to throw anything at, but we all know, right? Organized religion, obviously, right? There's things that have been put in place to control us, to mold the way we think, right? Like when people really break it down, even that school, right? The way we go to school, and it's like you have your recess, you have your lunch, the way that then when you go to the workforce, right? They're already programming you, right? So you take your 10-minute breaks, you take your lunch, this and that, right? The same, they're already setting us up to just go, boom, work and join that kind of cog on the wheel, right? That kind of stuff. So maybe that illusion was deep, right? Maybe you had already been embedded with it since you were little, and that's why it was just that much harder to. But you've had it in you all this time. Capricorn is what I'm getting, right? With this Queen of Wands, but it was feeling like a burden because I kept feeling like this headache just pulsating. Like, why was it such a headache to you, right? I mean, it probably still is. Maybe you're still scared. Maybe you're still working through it. But I think when you finally embrace the spiritual side of you, it's gonna be very prosperous, right? Maybe you're gonna be a medium, psychic, reader, uh, a healer, even, right? Different things of that nature. Once you embrace your spiritual gifts. Yeah, I felt all the stuff, right? So there was a little bit of emotion right there too. People's missing. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know you've experienced that, right, Brittany? Because I know you have all that. What did I say? Bam! Wow! Once you embrace it, you're gonna be prosperous with that, and bam, 10 of Pentacles. So that's like, geez, not only not only the 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Geez. And even that, the progression, right? This person, maybe it's a reminder, right? Focus on your gifts, right? On embracing them first of all, and then on yeah, making them stronger, right? A trusting spirit, right? So you're not afraid of the programming, the judgments, people projecting onto you, all that stuff, right? And then eventually, see, even the 10 of Pentacles, then there's the right? Someone getting booed up, meeting somebody, and wow, my nose just started itching like crazy. So I feel like there's an emphasis on that, on that. So whatever, whichever one of your ancestors just started tickling my nose to like yeah, 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 right? That's pretty crazy. But obviously, it starts with a leap of faith and the choice, right? The choice. Whew, yeah, I like that one a lot. Wow, that was crazy. Not that I haven't liked all the other readings, but yeah, that's beautiful, right? Because it is tough, right? It's a tough road to walk sometimes, right? Especially with those headaches that were coming in. It's sad because those headaches are like unfortunately caused by society, almost like society's punching you in the eyeball, or that's how you feel at times, right? With their judgments, with their projections, with all that stuff. Wow, look, you can't make that up, right? Because the UFO had came out, the choice. Man, there was just way too many synchronicities on this reading. So that's pretty cool. And it irritates, see, maybe you irritate people, right? Maybe they act like, oh, you're giving me a headache with your stuff, or I don't know what. Puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, right? Maybe they misunderstand you a lot of times. Adjusts, makes curious, educates. That jumped out at me. Educate. See, maybe you're meant to educate people, right? Quincunx, complexity. I love it. Yeah, so yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so on that note, 8. Wow, yeah, maybe it's right. Like it's I don't know how a karmic thing. Maybe you're a karma for other people, even right, or there's some kind of karmic lesson in it. But it's all coming around, right? Like the infinity symbol, the ebb and flow of life, right? So 26, 62, 8 might be January 6th, January 2nd, January 8th, right? One of those things. So okay, on that note, Aquarius, and then we got one more after that. Here we go. Here we go. Aquarius, Aquarius. Wow. Yeah. That's that's deep. Aquarius, wow. And it is the age of Aquarius, and we just had the full moon in Aquarius. What did you let me see? Let me read real quick. Programming. Do something and people call you evil. Guess what? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know. I even once was like, I was gonna make a whole video about that. Like what you just said, right? Jesus was like a magician or a witch, and I was gonna make like, hey, wouldn't by the definition, like the way people judge what witches do, isn't that how they would have judged Jesus? But then I was like, I should have made the video. Maybe I will still. But look at this is amazing, right? So Aquarius, right? We just had that full moon in Aquarius. Maybe it activated something in you. Maybe right now you're just in divine balance, and maybe it has to do with that, right? Um, 55, the number of change. Um, Yeah, 55. Maybe you've been seeing like deities appear to you, right? But it feels like at this time your masculine and feminine energy are just like poof in perfect balance, right? Maybe you're tapping into things like on a whole nother level right now. And yeah, maybe just capitalizing on that energy that you just had, your Aquarius full moon, right? And that energy, right? Um, I got chills. I got chills. You know, yeah, this happened to me. I didn't even know who this person was. Um, and I was awake when this happened. I was in a meditative state and I saw this being that is known as Sophia, right? You know, even speaking of Jesus, wow, talk about the synchronicity. Jesus mentioned Sophia, right? This divine feminine energy. And yeah, it was just like one of the most beautiful experiences. I just keep getting chills. So yeah, let me just continue because yeah, this is crazy. So right now, Aquarius, you're probably in a very balanced state, right? Your masculine and feminine energy is just like boom, perfectly balanced, which means oh man, you're probably super tapped in right now. Yeah. Well, look at the first card that comes out balanced, right? That's amazing. You can't make that stuff up, right? That's crazy. Balance, Libra. Okay, so this was interesting. Okay, let me see. Because I asked, so I feel like this was your energy, but now this came out in reverse, which is weird. But you know, you stepped into this king of, I guess maybe now you know, maybe you had started something kind of leap of faith, really not knowing where you were going. Maybe you were even kind of in that Queen of Wands reverse energy, right? The same, someone that's jealous, someone that's irrational. Because I asked if that was you, and it said yes. I don't know what activated in you. See, because even this says, wow, I never read the full in reverse. Obsessions, indecision, irrational. Wow. Jealous. Maybe something with your family. I'm getting these cold chills right down the middle. I don't know what happened, or maybe you just had the epiphany of like, I know now what's important to me. I know what I want. And when once you know what you want, it's easy to go there, right? It's easy to go to like cuz you know the end game. Okay, this is what I want. And maybe that's what became more important to you than anything. Family, home, right? A happy home, right? That became more important. Not even like, oh, the luxuries or this or that. Maybe for some of you, yeah. Hey, I want a luxury home, but with my loved ones, right? A solid foundation. And once you knew that that's what you wanted, then it became like, bam, the balance kicked in for some weird reason. Or maybe it's very balanced right now, even at home, right? Your partner, right? If you are partnered up, then maybe, right, whether you're male or female or whatever, right? Whatever the dynamic is at your home with your partner, it's balanced right now, right? It's like in perfect balance because you both know, or you yourself, right? You know exactly where you're going. So that's kind of what I'm getting, right? With that full and river. Wow. So I don't know what was maybe that just knowing it feels like you went through a drastic change, right? Isn't it like Saturn in retrograde? Maybe that affected you in some weird way. The Saturn in retrograde flipped everything upside down for you. Just like bam, the light bulb just clicked. No, absolutely, Brittany. I relate to that as well. It manifests physically, when you feel hurt by people, of course. Wow. See, so in the past, I think Aquarius, you were maybe undecisive, right? Maybe you felt like there was too many options, and wow, I want to do this. No, I want to do that. For some reason, you felt like it hit you that wow, this is right. This is too distracting. It's not allowing you to like just really focus on one thing, right? And I think now, yeah, that's what's changed the goal. Like you know exactly where you're going. And that's beautiful, right? Because how many of us sometimes, or it'll change, right? Oh, I really want to do this, but then, wow. So, yeah, maybe that. Maybe if you hadn't built that home, you know with who you want to build it with now, you know what you want to build, right? Let me ask real quick this. Because the marriage card even came out, right? So, happy home, marriage, all this stuff, right? So, it seems like bam, right? And this King of Swords is looking straight ahead. Like they know, right? Very balanced. They know exactly where they're going. The third eye, right? Let me see. Is this? Yeah. I feel like even this is you. This King of Pentacles. Yeah, like you're embodying both energies right now, or you know exactly what you need to do to become this King of Pentacles, right? And be able to provide that environment, right? Male or female doesn't matter. This is just the energy, right? Of someone that knows what they need to do to move forward and create this for their family, right? And I love that this is logros, right? Miracles. Someone that's good with business. So maybe you're someone that's very business savvy, Aquarius, right? Yeah, there was just so many things in the past that had you, right? Four of Cups, Seven of Cups. Man, and everything just changed. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Wow. So at some point, the realization, and I did kind of feel that like maybe something punched you in the face with a reality check. Maybe your significant other was like, I can't take no more. I'm out of here. Or your family, you notice your kids were like something, right? Something, there was a punch in the face moment, right? That's what I felt. And it went away now. So thank you. As soon as I said that, I was like, okay, cool. And yeah, it made you realize that, right? You had the power and strength of free will. And then strength came out too, right? So extra emphasis in the progression, right? 7, 8. So once you realize, okay, this is what I need to do, you're grabbing your own reins, and then you know you have to have the strength to maintain that, right? To hold firm with your decision, right? And that solar plexus energy too, and the throat. Maybe you had to speak it. Maybe you communicated it. Oh, that made me emotional. Wow, that is crazy. I just had this like rush of emotions. Oof. Maybe you did have a heart to heart with your family. You were like, you know what? Like this is what like. Like if maybe you, yeah, something. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of made my stomach turn too. So there was probably a moment where, yeah, it was like it felt like you were gonna lose everything, and then you spoke it, and you were dead honest, and they believed you, right? Like they believed you, right? Like you said no, like yeah, I have a weird like man, too many emotions. It's weird though. I feel like yeah, it was to that point, right? To that breaking point of everything was about to crumble, maybe or something. Okay, there. Let me But the good news is, yeah, it feels like you know exactly where you're going now. Everything's looking better. Hopefully this is just yeah, I forgot about this, right? Like, yeah, maybe you were acting very jealous, very obsessive, different things, right? Uh, there were things that just weren't, but I feel like you were accountable, right? Accountability is something, yeah, it could change. Yeah, it could change. That's the kind of thing that could change something like, boom, overnight, right? Accountability. Wow, 10, yeah, bam, 46, 10. So, okay, 4, 6 might be significant, right? 64. I don't know why I always say that, but yeah, maybe you like 6'4" Impalas. I don't know. Maybe you like gangster rap. That's one of those things. Or maybe that's how you saw it, right? Like put on gangster rap and handle it kind of mode you got in, right? So you could be February 4th, February 10th, February 6th, right? Or just 64 is meaningful to you. Maybe your dad owned something like that, or your significant other, someone, right? Brother, cousin, uncle, something. 46 might be significant. Yeah. Okay. So last but not least, Pisces. All right, Pisces. Let's get something good here. I like that. Yeah. Strong emotional pain turns, not I like it, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. Strong emotional pain turns into physical. Absolutely. Yeah. It does manifest, right? In that way. Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Like even right now, just that reading, it was making my stomach turn. Like I had to kind of start pulling back. Like that's just an energy, but it was manifesting into making me feel nauseous physically, right? Like so, obviously, right? When people hurt us, well, especially that, right? Like that's why it's important, that's why it's important to learn to release those things, right? And obviously, like they say, when we forgive for ourselves more than really for others, right? Because if not, then we'll start storing that in, right? We'll start storing that in, and then eventually, right? I mean, it could lead to all kinds of things, right? People having heart attacks, people, what is that called? When they have that gland thing that messes up, and that's, I think, from people not speaking what they're saying. Shoot. Okay, so this is the last one, Pisces. Let's finish this one. Okay. Wow, I love it, Pisces, because this is you, water, right? Pisces. Wow, Mother Earth. I love it. Ooh, I got chills. Hey, maybe connect with the elements at this time. I don't know why when I had this vision, right? It was almost like an elemental, right? It looked like a water elemental, and there were all these tanks, and the elemental just smiled at me, and it just put its hand out, and all these tanks and everything just went flying, right? And it was reminding me of the power of the earth, right? Just how powerful like the earth is, right? And obviously, when the earth has your back as well, oh man. And I've seen the earth do some things, right? We all have. So not just that, right? We see the power in that, right? Man, I'm trying not to, because I could go down the rabbit hole with that, but that's beautiful. The fact that this came out for you, Pisces, right? Number 20. So that might be very significant, right? I mean, that's how we started the whole. I think the first time they didn't have 10-10, which is 20. So it almost feels like wrapping everything up perfectly, right? So maybe you yourself have seen an elemental, right? Maybe you've tapped into that. Maybe you are, right? Wow, that's funny that I said it. Yeah, maybe there's something within you that you have a connection to the. Maybe sometimes, right? You've noticed the earth, right? Maybe you cry and then all of a sudden you see the clouds form and it starts raining, or you've prayed for rain and next thing you know it starts raining. Like, hey, there were no clouds in the sky. What? Now it's raining? Man, that's beautiful. I really like that. So that's pretty amazing. So this is what so far came out is it kind of came out sideways. There's new things that want to come in for you, but I feel like yeah, the universe is trying to make you. Maybe you're juggling a few things right now. Maybe you're a cusper with Aquarius, to where once you make a choice, right? That's kind of what it. Oh, look at Capricorn, right? So Capricorn energy too, right? All the air signs, obviously, right? Libra, Aquarius. There's Aquarius, yeah. Maybe you're a cusper, Gemini. Um, so it feels like something new wants to come in for you, right? The universe has your back, but it's almost like they're waiting for you to stop juggling things, right? Maybe you're taking on too much. They want you to be a little more balanced. Because if not, maybe you won't appreciate what they give you or be able to fully take advantage of what they give you. So it's almost like the universe is holding off because you haven't fully planted both feet, right? See how one foot's up, still not fully planning both. And even that maybe, right? Quizás it's a maybe card, like maybe. So that they want you to like bam, have both feet planted before they bring in the new things that are coming in, right? Because you probably won't be able to take full advantage if see, so maybe you're still thinking on things of the past, right? You're still boohooing over something, which is no, I don't mean it in an offensive way, right? Like there's sometimes things that we need to process, but just to let you know that the universe is ready to like, yeah, I mean, this is éxito, success, right? But there's something you haven't fully let go of. I don't know if that helps, right? Five, the number of change, knowing that there's something just waiting for you, right? That's obviously why we do these readings, right? To kind of see when we feel like we're not, we're maybe clouded or we can't see. I sense a little bit of anxiety, so I don't know if you've been. Wow, who did they just come out with? Of course, maybe you are a cusper, right? Because that's already two things. Yeah, balance again. Yeah, well, obviously, right? The Two of Pentacles, they're definitely emphasizing on the balance, right? Maybe that go to nature, get in the water, right? Or just talk to the earth, right? Go lay down on the earth, literally. I mean, just make sure there's no like fire ants around that are gonna start stinging you, right? Ah, wow. See, double Pisces energy here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you fully, I think, yeah, they just need you to fully walk away, right? Like once you finally like ride those three cups that are just like when once you fully walk away, it's like it's almost like surrendering, right? Surrendering to that they have your back because they do, right? Maybe you were going through something karmic with the eight, but it's like once you fully walk away, and I love this because the natural progression, bam, Nine of Cups, wishes granted, right? All the good stuff. Your wishes become reality, success, recompensas, which is like something that was owed to you, right? Like the rewards, the something that was owed to you. Mm, that's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so we'll put one more because yeah, I feel like yeah, the message is very to the point, right? Like it's waiting for you, but they want you to fully like, it's like they're respecting your like, okay, you're still healing from that. We'll come back at a later time. Like when people come knock on your door and it's like, and you're like, well, I'm having dinner right now. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just leave you a pamphlet and we'll come back at another time. Yeah, so maybe it does take strength, right? Wow, didn't this just wow, that's so funny. But that's an eight again, right? Eight, eight, right? So maybe there was something definitely kind of karmic in that. Wow, eight, eight, two, two, you know? Eight, eight, and two, two adds up to 10, 10. So I don't know. I think they just want you to really complete something, right? And it does take strength. And look at maybe during this Leo season, it's gonna help you yeah, maybe being in nature, being around the animals, something, right? Maybe you notice animals do listen to you, right? They dig your vibes, right? My throat wants to, it wants to say something, but I don't know what exactly. Wow, in yoga, there's this thing we do called lion's breath, right? Look it up. Maybe you could do it on your own and maybe do a few rounds of that, right? I'm sure if you go to YouTube or something, just look up yeah, yoga, lion's breath, something like that, because this is kind of maybe that'll help you release some of that energy. Yeah. I almost want to do it right now, but then it's kind of loud, so I don't want to hurt anybody's ear. But yeah, just practice that. Maybe that'll help you out too, you know? Yeah. See, now I want to do it, but okay, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Well, I'll probably do it as soon as I finish this live. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So wow. Yeah. A temperance angel. See, so a lot of fire energy. So right now, I guess, I know, right? There's a lot of water energy. I think this is just more to connect with you, right? To show that it's definitely your energy, right? Present. But I think right now, maybe connecting with a lot of that fire energy. Maybe you have fire in your chart, right? Maybe Sagittarius, Leo, but it's gonna help you feel like a healthy solar plexus, right? Know who you are, stand in your truth, right? And yeah, I think on that note, wait, oh, I didn't even pull one of these cards. Wow. Wow, okay. Maybe that's why too. Like there's something else that wants to communicate. But I feel like, yeah, whoa, that one just flipped. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you don't, if you are right now in something that's showing you all these red flags, please, right? Again, they can't bring in the new stuff if you haven't fully released, like, those things that are causing you to feel out of balance, right? Because obviously, if you're dealing with someone that's just a ton of red flags and toxic lies, look at March, maybe you're a March Pisces, right? You want a red flags, not a whole parade. Yeah, toxic lies, drama. So come on, Pisces, right? We want you to get what's waiting for you, right? What's waiting for you, the good stuff, right? Don't get stuck in that. Damn, look it. Wow. So you had that. Yeah. More Leo energy, right? So during Leo season, this is probably your time as well, right? I think there was a lot of signs, right? This is a really good time for everybody. Leo season, right? Tap into that. Expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. Yeah, look it. There it is again. Wow. I love the confirmations. Look it. There she is with the lion. There she is with the lion, right? Nature, all that good stuff. The lover. Yeah. So maybe right now, yeah, it's a good time to tap into that love and self-love too, right? Yeah. The earth is us, right? So when we show that love to the earth, we're loving ourselves too, right? We are made of earth, right? The water, the minerals in the earth, the minerals that are in the grandfathers, right? In the rocks, all that stuff is in us. We're mini earths, literally, right? So of course, when we connect with the earth, we're connecting with ourselves too, right? So yeah, okay. So the numbers, wow, 11. I like it. It's like a portal, like a door, right? Walking through that 11. So maybe you're March 5th, March 11th, March 6th, right? Maybe you're 6'5", I don't know, 5'6", 56, 65, all that good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, on that note, thank you all so much. This was amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everybody that was here, right? Like your energy was just beautiful, and I don't know what I missed, but yeah, but thank you all. Love you all. I'm glad it resonated. So thank you, Brittany, Foster Town, River Dragon, Indigo Dream. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Susan, Susan Wolf. Oh, I like that. Is that your real last name? I don't know if Susan's still here, but I wonder if that's Susan's real last name, but I like it. Susan Wolf. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I don't think I missed anybody. Anyone that might have been shy in the watching from the sidelines. Thank you for being here as well. Don't forget to thank you so much, Foster Town. Appreciate you. Yeah, hope you all have a beautiful day. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Okay. Bye everybody. Enjoy your day and weekend.